Okay, you are hanging there already. Okay. Right. It is a blank way. 52. 这个你有什么脑筋的？Okay. Then you try the animal. If you see, you can be here, start video and choose video settings. So whether you can choose it. If it doesn't work, never mind. It's okay. Okay. All right. So let me share the screen quickly. Okay. Okay. Now over here, I'm sharing the clip as well as the Google Classroom. Okay. Never mind. It's okay. So over here on the Google Classroom, yesterday we ended very late. Okay. So I didn't manage to put in the assignment yet, but I will do so. Today I'm gonna end it as well again because of CCA. But I'll try to put it up in the assignment. I noticed that some of you have really posted. This is really cool. I really like to see all these that being shared here. You can go and then check them out. The link on.
My name is Nusha and I'm going to discuss about the topic grade for the examples.
Okay, I can't quite hear it right now. I'll go back and hear it later on. Okay, but yeah, I feel glad that we are trying this out. Okay, so we have Pranavi, we have Nosi, Human, Sing, and try out different ideas for it. Okay, and the previous ones. I see new videos here for introductions as well in general. So all the fun in it, okay? And some fun with it. Yes, Pranavi? Which one? Okay, never mind. It's okay. Let me stop share now to see whether you can see better. Is it blurred? It's a bit lag. Okay. Let me hit this. Is it better? Okay. Right. Okay, so if I show this now, can see? Is it okay? Okay. Now, so yesterday we were talking about step rate. So we are going to try solve some questions today. And the most important part about these questions is organizing our work, actually. Okay. So those of you who actually went back to read your textbook, it's extremely helpful. Now, let me stop share now and show clean screen test. You see this? Okay. On this worksheet, we are focusing on this one. Okay, and spotlight for everyone. Should be working. Let me just double check again. Okay. Okay, so the most important part. Okay, I'm using the workbook itself to show you instead of the digital version, so that you can really see how the important part about partitioning the work. Okay, first and foremost, you must be clear of where you need space for corrections, where you will use the space for notes. Okay, so it helps for you to draw a line like 3/4 to 1/4, it may help. Or if you like drawing half, okay. But as long as you have the idea of I need to partition my work or organize my workspace, that will be the first step to being very neat and tidy. Okay, then we do our grade steps as usual. The table shows the parking charges at a car park. Now, there's this part about HUD there, or the yesterday Xingwei noticed and she was asking. Do you manage to figure out what's the answer for part there? Okay, Samantha is trying to find words for it. What Xingwei said was fraction. She feels like, okay, she find out that this word part thereof sounds a bit like fraction. Okay, let's see whether it makes sense. But I'm going to put a note here. What is part thereof? Is it fraction? Okay. Can see, right? So I wrote here, part thereof, is it fraction? Okay, move on. Let me just put it here. Now, if it's too laggy for you, then you can just look at the screen. Now, I would like to zoom because later if I want, I can pin your screen to look at your work. Okay? Now, so these are the parking charges at the car park. This table shows the parking charges, in other words, rates. How much it will cost? Now, this question is a step rate question because you see they're different. It's not a uniform rate, not a constant rate. So these are the vocabulary we learned yesterday. Do you remember? Shall I do a quick share screen again? I show you the maths vocab again. Just to recap, what are the things you have learned? Rate, we are familiar with that. The meaning of rate is the comparison of two quantities. Okay, rate compares two different quantities and two different units of measurement. So units of measurement is important. With rate, it's easier to compare, and it's even easier if we do it by per unit of another quantity, so per unit rate. Okay, then the math vocab that we have encountered. Here, okay, rate, we have done that. We have done constant rate, that means it is the same, staying the same. Okay, the proportion is same, the ratio stays the same way. Per means for every, unitary, method, and proportion. So we're now dealing with step rate, means it's changing. So there are two different rates for a certain scenario. Now, this question involves a time, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. As long as you see a time question, there must be a timeline drawn. It's a must. Now, a quick recap to primary 3 and primary 4. When we learn time back in primary 3 and primary 4, we learn three things that there are only three possible things to find in a time question. Yes? You cannot what? You got locked out or something. Samantha, may I trouble you to write this on the board? The code. Write big, so that Sarah can see. The black marker should be fine. The black one, I just brought it up yesterday. It's new. 896 9063 0696. And then it's 5D. No, DDD. 2023. Okay? Thank you. Okay, back here. So back here, thank you, Samantha. In primary 3 and 4, we learn all time questions. There are only three types of questions that we will encounter. All right, you need to find either of the three things that we in all time question. First is we need to find either start time. The question will ask you find the start time. in all time question. What's another one? The question types for time. Either they ask you for start time or they will ask you for end time. One more. This is the most important one. Very good. How long something happened, in other words, the duration. Duration is a very important concept at primary 5. It talks about how long something happens. So these are the very brief notes I'm writing here. For all time questions where you learn from primary 3 to primary 4, okay, only 3 types of questions will happen. They either ask you for start time, end time, or duration. Now, duration means the most important one. Then look here, then it's very clear here, not lagging here. Okay. Right. Okay. So back to here. The essential thing is you need to draw a timeline. As long as you see time, draw a timeline. Okay. Now, I have start time. I have end time. Up to you to draw in your fashion of the timeline, depending on who your previous maths teacher is from primary 3 to primary 4. But I know that all maths teachers in Lakeside Primary School will emphasize the proper drawing of timeline. So you cannot tell me you know how to draw timeline, because we make it a point in all maths teachers in our school, make sure our students have learned how to draw timeline. Okay, so you can draw. I up to you in drawing your own fashion of timelines, but one criteria must be met: is neat and tidy. Okay, I'll show you in this way. Here says for the first hour of part thereof, or for every additional hour of part thereof. Now this is the part that's challenging. For every additional half an hour of part thereof. This is the part that's challenging. Okay, I show you how I draw this timeline. Okay, starting from 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. I go to 9 a.m. Then from 9 a.m. I stop. I go to 9:30. Okay, I'm going to change the way I present this so that you can see one whole line of timeline. I'll show you 2 different versions. Why don't you stop copying first? I will draw you 2 different ways. You decide later which one you feel that you can understand better. Okay? I will go through this question with 2 different ways of drawing the timeline. Okay? You choose later. Don't be busy copying now. I'd rather you watch and understand first. Are you looking? Yeah, there's a reason why you're busy typing. Where's your worksheet? Yeah, please look at the worksheet too. Now, look, I will draw you 2 versions. I repeat again. Don't start copying anything. Look first. I'll draw you 2 versions. You decide which one you like better. Okay, the first one I'll go left to right. Start here 8 to 9, but I didn't go from 9 to 10. I go 9 to 9:30. After that, 9:30 to 10:30. 10:30 to 11. Oh, sorry, made a mistake. 9:30 to 10 o'clock. I will take it that all of you are focusing, okay? So that I will not be distracted. The moment I look up and try to look at you, I get distracted and then I make mistakes. So okay, here's the first one. I wrote 8 to 9, 9 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10, 10 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11, 11 to 11:30, and can you understand? Can you understand? Okay. Now, I wrote 8 to 9. Then I suddenly become 9:30 instead of 10. Anybody can guess why? Yes. Okay, very good. But why is it 9? Not 10. Very good, Samantha. That's the most important part. Huh? So the first part, the first key information is here. For the first hour of part thereof, this one I will explain later for the back part. But this is the key part for the first hour. So this will be the first point to stop. This is the first hour. The first hour. So the first rate happened here. Okay, then this is the first hour. So for the first hour, this was $1.50. But after that first hour, is every additional half an hour $1 for the next every half an hour. That's why I went in half an hour's spaces after that. Can you understand? So I go 9 to 9:30 is half an hour, 9:30 to 10 o'clock is half an hour, 10 o'clock to 10:30 is half an hour, 10:30 to 11 is half an hour, 11 to 11:30 is half an hour. Altogether, how many half hours are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So altogether there are 5. I'm going to write it in words like that. There are altogether 5 half-hour slots. Okay, meaning what? Meaning the first hour is $1.50. Then after that, I have $1, $1, $1, $1, $1. Can you understand? So five half-hour slots will be 5 times $1, which is $5. So total charge will be, he has to pay $1.50 plus $5, that gives $6.50. Okay, so this is the first way I write for you to see. Okay, so 8 to 9, 1 hour, 9 to 9:30, half an hour, then I'll go in half-hour slots. That is how we go. First hour is here. After that, every additional half is $1 each. So I'm 5 times. 5 times 1. Can you understand? Okay, I write it in another version. The other version I write is vertical way. Okay, so I can go up to down, same thing. 8 to 9, 8 a.m. to 9. That is the first hour. First hour, this one, $1.50. Then 9 to 9:30, that's the first half hour, that is $1. The next half hour, 10 o'clock, that's another $1. Then I go to 10:30. This is next half an hour. This is another $1. Then I go 11 o'clock. This is another half hour. This is another $1. Then for 11 to 11:30 a.m., this is another half hour. This is another $1. Now this is start and this is end. Can you see? So 8 to 9 first hour, $1.50. After that, half an hour, $1, half an hour, $1, half an hour, $1, half an hour, $1, half an hour, $1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $5, total $6.50. The same method. Okay, so I can double check again. 8 to 9, 9 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10, 10 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11, 11 to 11. Okay, so now you choose. How many of you like this left to right method? Okay, how many of you like this top to bottom method? At least from top to bottom, start to end. Okay, yeah? Okay, then choose and do now. The workings are similar. Okay, after you're done, you press the thumbs up. Then I explain to you further on what's part thereof. There's no reaction button at the side, right? Okay. Are you done? I'll come and around and take you. I want to see a clear timeline. You choose either the horizontal or the vertical method. The timeline must be drawn, okay? So you see clearly how many units. 1 hour is how much? So one thing is missing in some of your the work. Half hour. One thing we mentioned about rate. The units of measurement has to be very clear. Show the units of measurement. Show the unit of measurements. Yes, to be very clear. Write as neatly as you can. Okay. Depending on you prefer the horizontal method or the vertical method. Chap8. Think through first. Be very sure before you start drawing the one. Okay. No, I'm okay with you moving ahead. It's okay. Just think through first before you start drawing. You run through with a pencil or run through with your finger. Okay. After that, once you feel confident, I'm not so sure whether you have enough space for this. You can run through first. The good thing about the method is that you don't really have to go according to the space. You to write in this vertical, but horizontal, you have an end of the page. Some of us struggle with staying within the space. I let you in already. Yeah, never mind. Okay. Now for those of you already, Xing-Wei, maybe you don't continue first. If you're ready, can you look up so that I know I can share with you the idea of part thereof? Okay, very good. I see the text coming in. You can text me, that's good. Okay, are you okay, most of you? Okay, I move on a little bit faster. I'm recording this. I do want to go through one more question. Okay, we need to go a bit faster. Our aim is to finish up with weeks and start off with percentage this week. Okay, okay. Now, let me explain to you what part thereof it means. I'm using a blank piece of paper to write this. If you want, you can take a blank piece of paper like me or your notebook out to write this down as well. Okay? Or again, look first, I explain to you, then you copy after that. Now, so far, everybody can understand now. Now, this is a bit more difficult than the uniform rate, right? Okay, but it's important now. These questions are usually about 3 marks and more. Okay. Ready? Okay. Now, let's say with the same question, Raoul went to park his car at the same car park, okay? With the same rate, okay? At the same rate. But this time, Raoul parked the car not 8 to 11:30, okay? Imagine if you park the car from 8 to 8:30. Raoul, for example, this is for explaining what is there of, okay? From 8 to 8:30 only. Mr. Raoul decided to park his car from 8 to 8:30 only, following the same rate here. Okay, let's Xing-Wei, are you looking at this as well? Now, can you explain to us using your words? You said fraction just now. Okay, I'm going to unmute you and say here. What do you think? I'm gonna enable you to unmute. Please unmute yourself, okay, Xinwei. Now, based on what you think yeah, I only should have one person unmuting. When I have more people unmuting, it becomes the feedback. Okay? Okay, then the rest of us put down the volume. Test. Okay. Right, never mind, okay. Okay, everybody can look at mine still. Okay, so just now Xingwei said something about fraction. Now, this question about part there. You learn about this from maybe your parents or somewhere you learn it before part there of this term. Okay. Now, Xingwei mentioned something about fraction. Okay. So 8 to 8:30, how long is this? Half an hour. This duration is only half an hour. Now, look at this half an hour. According to the rate here, it says for the first hour or part thereof, then for every additional half an hour or part thereof is this charges here. So can you tell me, you can type in the group, do you think Raouf should pay $1.50, $1, $3.50, or how much? Okay. Type in the group. Oh, you're not in. Oh. Samantha says $1.50. If you agree with her, raise up hand. If you feel like I should divide $1.75. Anybody? Anybody say I'm not sure? I don't know. Okay, so this is the most important part. The term part thereof. I start until I put many start. The meaning of part thereof, like what Xingwei says, is a bit like a fraction. Meaning, this half an hour is part of the first hour term. Meaning, it's still considered as part of the first hour. As long as you fall within the first hour, no matter you half an hour, Raoul, sorry, you have to pay $1.50. No any cheaper. Okay. So if Tiffany comes by and park her car as well, and she decides to park a bit longer, and then she parked until 8:45 a.m. How long did she park the car? 45 minutes. If it's 45 minutes, how much should she pay? It's still $1.50 because it's still within that first hour. She's gonna still have to pay $1.50. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is the meaning of part thereof. Even if you go there, Luke, maybe Luke, the most unfortunate one, he just want to go and buy milk, toilet paper, urgent, go and buy toilet paper. Then he buy already, quickly want to rush back home to, do his business. So he only parked for 15 minutes. But then unfortunately, this still falls under the first hour. You still have to pay $1.50. Can you understand or not? So in these three scenarios, they still have to pay $1.50 because it's part there of the first hour. Can you understand? Now, let's say Dylan comes along. He parks his car from 8 o'clock to 9:15 for Dylan. What do you think happens? How much does he have to pay? So you see, Dylan, 8 to 9, that's the first hour. The first hour, that's 1 hour, that is $1.50. Okay? Then from 9 o'clock to 9:15, how long is that? That's 15 minutes. So this 15 minutes fall into the next half an hour of part thereof. That is going to be $1. Because this 15 minutes is part of the half an hour. So no matter what, you're gonna pay $1. So the total amount, he has to pay $2.50. Can you understand? Can you understand or not? Now, this is the challenge with the topic on rate. The only, I'll say, more challenging one, step rate. The rest of the word problems at the back, okay, they are very long ones. These are actually combination topics. Meaning, for example, this question at the back, level 3 question, is a combination of volume and rate. Okay, this one as well, which is very common, volume and rate as a combination topic. Okay, very, very common. Otherwise, this step rate is why I say the most difficult concept in this rate topic. But my dear children, some of you are looking like you are drifting to another island already. That is worrying. I can only tell you need to push on to build your perseverance and vigor. You cannot shy away from challenging and difficult things. The moment you see something challenging and you're starting to feel tired out or drifting away, that is a sign of you're going to give up. And that wouldn't work. Okay? You face it, front it, focus, push on, you'll be able to overcome the difficulty and your brain will grow, and this 3-4 mark question is in your pocket. Okay? Now, the strategy for this kind of question is really put yourself through it. Be patient, beat it properly, step by step. You will not go wrong. If you intend to rush to complete, then things will go wrong. Do you understand? Now, moving on. This example you do by yourself. The bicycle question is the same as the car parking question. Almost exactly the same. Okay? Because it's still duration. So you can try this. I'm circling the page 48 at the bottom. Do it patiently, step by step. Okay, the rental rates for bicycles is close with the first hour, and for every additional hour, the same idea. So, same thing you see. Draw out the timeline to show duration. Find out the units of each. How many half hours are there after the first hour? Okay, then you can solve this. Do this yourself. Okay, moving on, page 49. Now, postage is the next popular question for rates. Okay, postage. Two types of very popular questions because they are very, very real in life also. Parking and postage. Okay, so those of you who want to score well in this chapter rates and you don't know what to practice on, and you say your parents give you a lot of assessment to track, you go back, find this kind of question. These are level 2 rate questions. You practice a few more, go through the step by step more. check through the answers, then you should be able to score quite well. Okay, they are not exactly that difficult, but they are very torturous because you need effortful. You need to do step by step. Okay, now, so here the postage rate for delivering parcels or different masses in a certain town. Step up, you see that's where the word comes in. Step up to 50 grams, step up to 100 grams, step up to 200 grams. They each cost differently. Meaning what? When I look at this, I can write out like a timeline, the mass range. Starting with 0, okay? Those of you are busy writing, don't write again, yeah? Look first. Then you decide how you prefer it. Okay? I draw you see, I'm also using pencil so that you should erase easily. Now, I draw you that idea of how it works. Okay? So it increases in mass, it gets heavier. I start with 0. I can go left or right or up and down. Same thing, okay? Let's go left and right first. I start with 0 grams. Okay? I can weigh anything in between 0 to 50. Anything in between will cost 80 cents. That means no matter you send one card or one postcard, there is a black pink one from Korea to Singapore. If it's one postcard, 2 grams, you also pay 80 cents. Okay? You post a stack of Pokemon cards. Okay? 20 grams from Japan to Singapore. Okay? 20 grams is between 0 to 50. Also 80 cents. Okay? You post 2 stacks. Okay? 2 stacks of the Pokemon cards. Become 40 grams. Do you think you want to post them separately or post them together? How many say together? How many say separately? Okay, so the correct is together. Why? Because 20, right? I sent 2 sets, right? It's 40 grams. 40 grams is still between 0 to 50, right? So it's 80 cents. So the postage is more worth it, lah. You know what I mean? If you post them separately, what happens? Yeah, you need to pay the postage double times. You understand what I'm saying? The only difference is when you send the 2 Pokemon cards to 2 different people, lah. If you send to 2 different people, that means you have to post 2 times, so no choice. You cannot post to one person and say, hey, sorry, you help me to deliver to another friend for free, can, you know, right? So if you have to post 2 times, then you have to pay 2 times. Okay, now, step up means what? If I go from 50, then I go to 100 grams. Anything that's between 50 to 100 now is considered $1.50. So, if you never weigh your things properly or you pack extra, okay? All right? You pack accidentally, you pack your hair inside. Your hair, you're packing there, your hair drop inside. Then it become 1 gram more. All right? 51 gram. Then sorry, you pay $1.50. 50 gram, you still pay 80 cents. 51 gram, you pay $1.50. You know what I'm talking about? Just 1 gram also, it's $1.50. So if you 99 gram, you'll be $1.50. 100 gram, 50.5, what would it be? $1.50 long. Because you pass 50 you cannot stand there and say, please, it's 50, it's 50. No, it's 50.5. It's just like you cannot go to the auntie say, I don't have $1.50 can enough. You know, right? Yeah. Yeah, you need still have to give up more. Okay? So, what about if it's 101 gram? Yeah, if it is 101 gram, you have to pay the next one already. Because it's more than 100 already. Can you understand what the step up means now? That means the price of posting goes up when the news goes up. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't go by unitary already. You know what I'm talking about? It's not proportional anymore. So it's a bit challenging. Okay, do you make sense of this one? The first thing first? Okay, I understand. So I post something, I must check the math. I weigh ready, then I see how much I need to pay. Okay, then the actual question. You see, after you make sense already, then you can get to the actual question. Now, the actual question says here, City wants to send a parcel, mass 130. Then that means one is the first one, the first one. Okay. Oops. A. The first one here is 130 grams. Okay. Then there are two other parcels, mass 80 each. Okay, so B 80 grams. And then C also 80 grams. Can you understand now? Is this clear? I have a parcel 130 grams. I have two parcels of the same thing. B 80, C also 80 grams. Three of them to three different addresses. Oh, I think this question is easier. Huh? Why? Because I three different places. Huh? So I just find their different rates. If I add them together, is it easier to count? Probably easier also. I add and just see one time can already. Now I have to check for every single one. So troublesome, right? Okay, then each of them to a different address, post it. Address A, B, and C. Maybe this one to Audi, this one to Roshan, and then this one to Fisher. Three different addresses. Okay, each of them different weight. Okay, how much does she need to pay in all? Okay, 130, where is it? Is it between 0 to 50, 50 to 100, or 100 to 130? Okay, so very good. So A is here. So for parcel A, she needs to pay because it's this. Can you see? Because A is this, is in this zone. Can you see or not? A is this gram, is in this zone. So pay $2.50 for this one. Okay, what about B? Very good. So B is 80, is in this zone. Okay, so somewhere here, this is B. And then C is also $1.50. So in all will be, add them up. Easy or difficult? Yeah. So actually, you see, this question, one look like difficult. If you don't have perseverance, you'll probably give up already. You won't do it. But actually, if you just push on a little bit more, try to understand, ultimately, is it easy or difficult? It's actually possible. I find where A, B is also, C is also here. C is also here. So C also $1.50. And I add them together. Is it difficult to add? The number's not very difficult, right? Does it feel okay so far? Okay, so this is question 49. Now, so we are almost done for this one and ready to deal with the other problems tomorrow. You only have one question to do today. That's this one here. Okay, feel confident to try? Okay, now, before you go, just a reminder, the flip is on Google Classroom. Please keep kind things on what you share, kind and helpful and respectful. Okay, now I'm going to close now. Please start logging out. Okay, to help the process, can we have the group leaders to help to collect the first person on the right of each row of three to help the friends to take the laptop. The first person on the left of each row of everyone help to keep the mouse. Then, so now he's not here, so you need to help him to keep. Okay? Then whoever who's ready first, help to keep the device. Okay?